Oh, it's Friday, Lord. We made it, Lord. Ooh, Jesus. Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing? Thank y'all for joining. This is the Caramel Rell Show. I am the one and only, the me, she, her, the Caramel. Thank y'all for being here. Happy Friday to everybody. Hopefully you got up, honey, got your coffee and your tea, and got where you need to be, and you are blessed and never stressed, okay? I have to say that every morning, honey, because, listen, that's my affirmation for myself, honey, to be blessed and not stressed. I slept so good last night. I don't know if it was Dragiversary, honey. I did a lot of venting. I slept good last night. I woke up this morning like, felt like a new person, like I already damn been on vacation. My God. Oh, speaking of Dragiversary, hopefully you guys caught the video last night. It was very, very entertaining, I think. I had a great time. Hopefully you guys did as well. For those of you that did not get to watch it, please hurry on over there and check it out. Hit that like button. And for those of you joining for the very first time, go ahead and subscribe. You will not be disappointed, okay? We have fun over here. We drag over here. Some people cry over here because y'all know Caramel is not a crier. We're not a crier. I don't be in my feelings like that, honey. But it's okay. I ain't nothing against nobody who gets emotional. Sometimes we have topics like today. We're going to get real deep today. We'll get real deep on y'all. Now, we done got all the laughing and the cutting up out the way in Dragiversary. I said, okay, it's been a little while since I got deep on my Caramelians and my followers, okay, and those that listen in the bushes. So we're going to talk about some stuff today where we're going to get real deep. We're going to go for the jugular today. We got some great topics. So hopefully you guys, honey, hopefully you guys are in great listening mode today. All right. Now, everything said in the video is alleged and in my very own opinion, and it's used for fair use and entertainment, okay? Yes. So let's go ahead and get on into the show. Celebrity news is always first, all right? Celebrity news is always first. First on the, well, in the news, rather. I'm sounding like Wanda. First in the news, honey, is Kenya Moore, you guys. She sat down with Angela Yee on her podcast for an interview. She was very candid. And she talked about how her soon-to-be ex-husband, Mark, honey, Mark, I call him Mark the Narc. Mark the Narc child is out here filming a reality show, you guys, okay? He is now filming a reality show of his own, and he is requesting that he and Kenya's daughter, Brooklyn, appear and make some appearances on this said reality show, okay? Now, he's been asking Kenya because he has to get permission from her, and that's how it works between the two of them. If either of them are doing shows, they have to get permission from the other before the daughter can appear. So he's been asking Kenya, can Brooklyn appear on this reality show? And Kenya, she's kind of not feeling it because really she's saying Mark hasn't been there as a dad like he should for Brooklyn. He's only seen her twice this year, according to Kenya, and he barely even calls to talk to her. So now all of a sudden you want to use her to make a coin in a bag, and that's usually how it be. Sorry ass daddies, and I gotta say that, sorry ass baby daddies don't want to pay no child support, don't want to be there for the child, but then when you see an opportunity where you can use that child to make a little coin, y'all know half of them don't pay child support or do shit. But then when it's time to file taxes, they want to call you on that bullshit. Oh, let me file, let me claim them on my taxes. Bitch, why? You ain't did nothing all year. Them be the ones. So now he's begging Kenya, can Brooklyn film on this damn reality show with him so he can get some, you know, some coins off her when he ain't really doing shit he's supposed to do. Now, as you guys know, he and Kenya are still in the middle of their divorce. They are, I think their trial has already started for their divorce. Why they're going through trial, I don't know. Because he's asking for all these damn things from Kenya, which his ass do not deserve. Mark the Narc is being a total asshole in this situation versus just signing the damn divorce papers and letting it go. Take care of your child. Keep it moving. It's like he's trying to hold on to Kenya any way he can. And I think Kenya realizes she made a mistake even fooling with this man. I said it before. You didn't have to do this whole fake-ass marriage bullshit just to have a child with him. You could have just, you know, went to a sperm bank. You wouldn't even have to deal with him at all. Now you're going through hell fooling with him because he will not let go, and he see a money bag behind her. That's all it is. He sees a money bag. So, oh my God, it's so crazy. But he is still petitioning the courts for Kenya to pay his attorney's fees And he's also asking for half of her property, half ownership of her house and her property. He still feels that he's entitled. So that's what he's fighting for in court. Now, as you guys know, he originally tried to block Kenya from having Brooklyn even on Real Housewives of Atlanta, period. He didn't want her filming at all. So now it's the audacity of you to call me and ask, can our daughter film with you on a reality show that you're doing when you didn't even want her on television? So now all of a sudden it's okay for her to be on TV because you're filming something. And that's the type of mess I'm talking about. That's just so crazy. I would tell his ass no, just to be petty. I would tell him no. No, she cannot film with you. I would have told his ass that. And go fight it in court. Go spend some more money to fight it in court. I would have told him that. But moving on, child. He is just, oh, Lord. I could not deal with that. I could not deal with that. He irritates me, and that ain't even my husband. Like, for real. He irritates me. Oh my God. Moving on, child. Moving on. Bronny James, LeBron's son, Bronny James, has been released, you guys, from the hospital, okay? As you guys know, a couple days ago, it was announced that he suffered cardiac arrest while he was practicing for basketball, you guys. He did suffer a cardiac arrest, and he's going through a lot of medical issues, but he was yesterday released from the hospital. So it sounds like he is making a great recovery if he's released. I'm sure they have the best doctors around him that's helping him get through this situation. So still continue to pray for him that he continues to heal and be his best self. He wants a career in basketball, and it's still possible. It's still possible, but he has to take the necessary measures to heal in an effort to be at his best medically. Okay, you can't play when it comes to the heart. You cannot play when it comes to the heart. That's very serious, and we're seeing it more and more with these young kids having heart problems. That's just very crazy. We saw it with Nene Leak's son, where he had a whole stroke and a heart attack at his young age. So prayers for our young people, you guys, and their health, okay? Health is wealth. Take care of your bodies, take care of yourself. And not to say that they did not, but what I'm saying is for those of us who want to be healthy, take care of yourself, work out, eat right, all of that. I do all of those things because I want to be around for a long time. I'm a mother. I don't want to leave before it's my time because I didn't do what I needed to do to take care of me. So it's imperative that you do that. Go to the doctor, get regular checkups so that you will know things before they get so out of hand that you can't, get ahead of them. So that's what you have to do. So prayers again for Bronny James, baby. I'm glad that he was released from the hospital and he is making a speedy recovery, okay? Continue prayers for him. Moving on, honey. Todd Chrisley, y'all know who he is from the show The Chrisleys. He speaks out from jail. As you guys know, he and his wife, Julie, were sentenced to prison, honey, for tax evasion and fraud. They are serving their sentences in prison. Todd Chrisley is speaking out. And he's saying that he's being treated like shit in prison because of his celebrity status, okay? Well, what do you thought you was going to the damn Hilton, sir? Why do people feel like they get special treatment because they go to prison? Prison is designed for you to, it's a punishment place where you go to, where you can sit and think you're being punished. Why do people feel like they're going to prison and it's supposed to be like going to the damn fair or the Holiday Inn? Like, I don't understand. What did you expect? Special treatment. He's saying that he started naming off things that he's going through in prison. He said that someone took a picture of him while he was sleeping, okay? How would you know? How would you know? Was your mouth open? Like, what was going on? You on one of them? I hope your mouth wasn't open, not in prison, but anyway, they're saying that he's not getting his mail. He says that several people have been writing him and he has not received any of his mail. He says that the prison is holding his mail from him. He says that there's really bad plumbing in the cell that he's in, and there's also mold in there. And in addition, there's no AC. So he says it's very, very hot up in there, very uncomfortable, and he's made several complaints and they don't care. Well, it's prison, sir. I mean, you have to think about those things when you commit crimes. They're not giving you special treatment in prison. I mean, you're not Martha Stewart up in that bitch. Like, she's the only one that I know got preferential treatment up in there. You not so much. Okay? You not so much. Now, he says that his wife, Julie, is also experiencing similar conditions in the prison that she is in. She's located in the Lexington Lexington, Kentucky prison. All right. So she is actually, according to him, experiencing some of the same issues that he is now. As I just said, Todd and Julie both reported to prison this past January. Okay, they both had to turn themselves in. Todd got a 12-year sentence, okay, for fraud and tax evasion, and Julie is serving a 7-year sentence, okay, for the same thing, bank fraud and tax evasion. They are both serving their time. And hey, it is what it is. So, child, prayers for you. Sleep with your butt against the wall, Todd, and with your mouth closed, all right, and one eye open, because barely, child, child. Sad. It's so sad, Lord. Everybody ain't made for the penitentiary, and if you're not made for it, don't be out here committing crimes that you know is gonna have your ass up in there. You already know tax evasion. I mean, ask Lauryn Hill. They told her I done said it. They done told her ass put that damn guitar down and come on with me, and locked her ass up. Look at Wesley Snipes. They're not playing with these damn celebrities no more. Tax evasion will land your ass in jail. You have to pay taxes, and we ain't even gonna talk about bank fraud. Your ass could have got more time, because that is federal. Anything you do dealing with money and banks, that's federal. Federal, you could have got more time than that. But because of your, like you said, celebrity status, they did be a little lenient because of who you are. Had it been Junebug from the hood, his ass would not see the light of day if he committed the same crime as you, and that's just on period. Certain people get certain types of time. Period. I'm just saying the laws are different for certain people. So moving on, honey. I kind of talked about this a little bit last night. Next topic, Sheree Whitfield, honey, she responds to Nene leaks, honey, after Nene had a sit-down interview with Carlos King and said that the current Real Housewives of Atlanta ladies are in the house that she built and made, okay? I agree. She did make it. She was the star of the show. We talked about it a little bit last night. She was. All right. Sheree then responded after seeing this particular interview and says, our house, a house of an ensemble cast. All right. Sheree, you are on the show, dear, but you are not relevant on this show. I promise you. Your storylines is not giving what it needs to give. We already know it's fake as hell. You and Martell, ain't nobody even buying your storyline again this season. Nobody really was buying your storyline with Tyrone. Nobody cared. Tyrone came back and debunked your whole storyline last season, with you saying that you were supposed to go fly out to see him. Tyrone done said that he was not even supposed to see you. He was supposed to be in the halfway house. And that you knew that prior to flying your ass out there, but you needed a storyline so bad and set out there fake crying in the cold, knowing Tyrone was not going to meet you because he had to be back at the halfway house by a certain time. So he said in the interview that Sheree knew prior to coming there that he was not coming to meet her. So tell me how crazy that is. Girl, bye. Sheree is the wayward, red-headed stepchild, okay, of the show, who has been fired and brought back because other OGs, like I said last night, were not available. They wanted other people like Lisa Wu, not Deshaun Snow, Kim Zolciak probably. They would choose them really over Sheree because Sheree really does not bring nothing to the damn show. And I've said it before and I'll keep saying it. Sheree is boring. Sheree is very jealous and mean-hearted of other women because they're successful. She's come for Kandi several times this season. She knows Kandi is a whole boss out here. But she continues to come for the one that she's the most jealous of, which is Kandi. She don't have that energy with Marlo. She don't fool with Marlo, period. She don't fool with Marlo. She don't care about Marlo like that. She really don't. But she would come for Kandi because she know, okay, we dodging bullets and biscuits. That's what she was saying about Kandi not wanting to support her business. But at the end of the day, Kandi has several lucrative businesses that are doing very well. I mean, some of the reviews are not so good, but Kandi's sitting on a nice coin. She's worth what, $30-something million? She good over there. She good over there. All right, but we're gonna move on, child. We gonna stay on Sheree, honey, because ain't much to talk about. Ain't much to talk about with Sheree. She ain't got shit going on. Never have and never damn will. Okay? She's a whole narcissist. And she's a whole clown out here. Go back to school and get you some education, honey. That's all I can say for you, Sheree. Oh, child, moving on. Miguel Wilson, you guys. Miguel Wilson is having a big event coming up in Atlanta, you guys, which is called his 6th annual Polo Classic, all right? Where they will showcase men's suits and like fashions and things of that nature. Because y'all know that's what, listen at me, things of that nature. Because that's what he does, okay? He's into the fashion and men's fashion. So that's what he is into. So guess who was not invited to this event? I'll give y'all one guess, and I know you're going to get it right. Broke Tail, honey. Broke Tail is not invited, you guys, to this event. Now, y'all know he was trying to be all up Miguel Wilson's ass, trying to do this whole suit line. Y'all saw him on the show. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Then when Miguel told him it was going to cost him $100,000, honey, that whole facial expression changed. Because y'all know he ain't got no money. And y'all ain't heard him talking about this suit line no more. He used that as a storyline. Martell ain't got no money. He got no money. He cried about $25K going to court. So you know he ain't got $100K. So he was not invited to Miguel Wilson's event. And the event will be in Atlanta, okay? It will be in Atlanta. Everybody and somebody will be at this event, all right? So it's going to be about the men's suit lines and new and upcoming fashions that he's going to be putting out. He did not even invite Martell because I guess he figured out that Martell is a whole damn clown out here. Martell ain't got shit to offer anyone. No one. Them suits that Martell was twisting his ass around in was a bunch of mess. I've never seen a man in a short set suit. Like, who is doing that? Who is out here doing that? Don't nobody want no mess like that. So, yeah, Miguel realized that Martell, honey, is really not on the level, okay? And I think all the public scrutiny that Martell has been getting, especially with this Revenge P video coming out, I don't think he wanted that attached to himself or his business. So I think he's kind of distancing himself from Martell to protect his brand. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. A person like Martell don't have nothing to lose. And really, he's scratching and surviving and trying to attach himself onto anybody that can help him be successful because he can't do it on his own. Hence the reason he was with Mel. He could not be successful on his own. We see it. Now that he and Mel are divorced, Martell done threw so many things against the wall and ain't nothing sticking. He don't know what he's doing. That's why he was so happy that Miguel Wilson was even looking his way and inviting him to events. But he didn't invite him to this event, okay? He said, bye, Martell, honey. Take your wedgie suits with you. Goodbye. Nope. I'm good over here. I'm good over here. Now, Martell, honey, speaking of him, Martell's IG followers, okay, continue to drop. We talked about it before, okay? He started out with like 447,000 followers, and now they've dropped to 324K. It's steady dropping. People are starting to realize, including the pick-me's, that Martell really is not that guy. They see that he's really a narcissistic asshole that's running around and using women as they come up, all right? And we're going to talk about why here in a few minutes, all right? Martell is a clown who used women as his come up and his claim to fame because he does not have what it takes as a man to be successful on his own. He's scared as hell to go back to the ghetto. Nothing against nobody in the hood or the ghetto. But when a person gets a taste of fame and they have to go back to a destitute place that they used to be, it can be very mentally destroying for them. They don't want to go back there. It's embarrassing for them to go back there. It's embarrassing. A lot of people unalive themselves just at the thought of it. Just at the thought of it. Think about a lot of celebrities who you know, came up and did very well in life. I think about SWV's Taj. Was it Taj? No, Lily. Lily, honey. After the SWV broke up for a while, she had to go back to sleeping in her car. This girl was in a whole group selling out arenas and was sleeping in her car in stadiums. I heard her when she did her interview. She had to go back and get a regular 9 to 5. Think about how embarrassing that was for her to be a member of SWV. People know her as being this celebrity. And now you sitting in there answering phones, doing customer service, a regular job when people have seen you on stage entertaining them. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Martell is seeing himself every day slowly transitioning back to where he used to be because of his actions. And I blame him. It's his own fault. And it's so simple. Had you kept your ass at home, and he said, damn, I should have kept myself at home. I never should have cheated. Well, it's too late for that now. Because when a person give you so many chances and you don't adhere to those chances, then whatever comes after that just comes. And now he's steady unraveling. That's why he's lashing out. That's why he's so angry. Okay. Another person who's going to be in attendance at this particular event is, y'all remember the guy from Real Housewives of Atlanta, Bolo? Do y'all remember Bolo? I call him the vagina slayer. Bolo, honey. Bolo will be at this event as well. All right. Bolo got body yada yada, honey. So he is part horse and part man. For those of you that can read between the lines, okay, we want to be monetized. Bolo, baby, is part horse and part man. Just take my word for it. All right. When they showed him on Real Housewives of Atlanta, baby, I had to clench and break my pearls when I saw child what he was working with over there. I was like, my God. Now that type of action right there, honey, will land you, honey, with scoliosis. Women, I'm just trying to tell you. What Bolo's sitting on over there, baby, Bolo will give you scoliosis up in that mug. Do you hear me? Yeah. I said, what in the anaconda hell is going on here? Lord, they making them out here like this now? Oh, Jesus. Just the thought of it. Child, I had to call my insurance company. I had to call Aetna and say, am I still covered? Because I don't know. I had to call Aetna and be like, do I still got insurance with y'all? Because, bitch, I saw something I might want to try one day. I don't know. Nah. I love you, honey. My husband watched my show. He know I'm talking shit. But anyway, child, you got to have some good insurance fooling with Bolo. Women, you ever run up on a Bolo, you better have some good damn insurance and make sure you are covered, honey. I'm talking about across the board. Because you're going to come out that mug with scoliosis and about 3 Charlie horses out that bitch. Do you hear me? Oh, Jesus. Lord, my mind just went somewhere. Bring me back, Lord. Num yo horenge yo. All right, boom. We good. Oh, child. Bolos, I thank the Lord for you, sir. All right. Oh, Lord, the Lord. Child, when he was giving out schlongs, you got in line twice. That's all I'm saying. When the Lord was giving out schlongs, honey, you got in line twice. Bolo. Somebody had to go pee, and you stepped up and got back in line twice. That's all I'm saying. Damn, Bolo. Jesus. Oh, Lord. All right, so Jamal Bryant, okay. No, take the pastor off. Jamal Bryant will be the MC, okay, of this event, all right? Jamal Bryant, okay. The one that took on Eddie Schlong's position over there at the church house. Him. He gonna be the MC of this event, all right? Yeah. So the event, honey, will be held at the Thompson Hotel in Buckhead. I gotta say it like that because it's very fancy, honey. This is a very fancy event, okay? So if you got tickets to be there, baby, honey, you is somebody because it is gonna be going that way. Y'all hear me? So we'll be like I said again at the Thompson Hotel, honey, in Buckhead, Atlanta, Georgia. All right. So for those of you that care, honey, and want to try to get you a ticket, child, to be up in there, honey, in that fancy event, that's where it's gonna be. All right. You heard it right here on the Caramel Rell Show. Ooh, child, let me move on, child, because I started feeling some heart palpitations thinking about Bolo. My Lord, Jesus. Ooh, child. All right. Carlos King, honey. Let's talk about him right quick, honey. The chipmunk. Let's talk about the chipmunk this morning. Him. I can't stand that damn laugh. Oh, I cannot stand that laugh. And it's so fake. It's so fake. But anyway, let's talk about his ass this morning. He received some backlash, you guys, from fans who say that he produces toxic shows where his men on his shows disrespect women. Now, we've seen that so many times. From Love and Marriage Huntsville to Love and Marriage DC, all the way back down the totem pole to damn Bell Collective. All right. We also saw it when he was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, which is why his ass ain't on there no more and producing. All right. Everywhere he go, he leaves a trail of toxicity. And people are talking about it. Yes, they are. Now, Carlos responded by saying when people asked him why is it that every show that he produces has to have toxic men on his shows. He's saying that if I created a show and it was about everybody being happy, go lucky, he said, and that life was so good, rainbows and Skittles, he says, and we have picnics every Saturday, he said, and things like that. He said, would y'all call my show boring? He said, and not watch my show? And he said it will probably be canceled if I just showed that. He said, so really he's showing the toxicity because it brings ratings and keeps him on the air. So really you are doing this at other people's expense. Look at what Melody went through with Martell, him lunging at her, him trying to fight her. Look at Latrice on Rell Collective, where her husband openly called her a bitch on national television and grabbed her up, snatching her mic off her. And we've already heard about the behind the scenes of him putting his hands on her in a very abusive and aggressive manner. We've talked about it, where somebody said they saw bruises on her arm at the hands of her husband. So these are things that Carlos King is showing on his show in an effort to line his pockets at the expense of black women's pain. Yes, that's what's going on here. Carlos doesn't give a hot damn about no woman. He wants to be one, but he don't care about women and their pain and what they go through. He was so out of touch and so disconnected whenever they were telling him about he should have addressed the fact that Wanda was saying something about Melody's children's hair and disrespecting them and speaking out of line about the paternity of their kid. He was so out of touch with that and felt like he didn't have to address that. That's just how out of touch he is. He didn't see anything wrong with that because, oh, I'm not a father, so I would know. You would not have to be a father to know something is right or wrong. And that's the problem I have with Carlos. Everything is okay with him as long as it's making him money. You don't care about a woman, a black woman at that. You were born of a black woman. So for you to sit back and allow and co-sign a black woman being abused by another black man on your platform, okay, and think that it's okay because that put money in your pocket and that give you ratings and it makes people be drawn to your show. Yes, people do like toxic behavior, but then there should be a certain limit to where you allow these things on your platform. When you have a grown ass man being held back by 2, 3, 4 men on your show so that he don't lunge at and or put hands on and or hurt another black woman on your network, then that is when that becomes a problem, Carlos. And the fact that you're so out of touch with reality while you're producing reality speaks volumes to the type of bitch you are. And I gotta call you that this morning. Somebody said, oh, did Caramel call Carlos a bitch? Abso-fucking-lutely. We gotta draw the line somewhere. We gotta put a line in the sand somewhere. And I'm gonna put it right there. Y'all know I speak facts. We don't bite tongues over here. That's on period. It's never okay. I don't give a hot damn about no ratings. Not at the expense of a black woman's pain. Melody went through hell with Martell. And he still have not addressed the Revenge P video yet. But you interview everybody else. You got Kiki on this show being bullied for her using prescription drugs. Then you sit there and you laugh at Kiki with Nene talking about her son being on drugs. And that's what you got to say. It's funny. It's funny to you. He's so out of touch with reality. He's so out of touch with reality. That's my problem with him. Okay? He says the thing is that everybody's different and everybody has toxic moments. He says that they're not proud of. He says every relationship goes through things, okay? He says that every relationship goes through ups and downs, and he says that we're watching the show because at the end of the day that we can relate to it. Now everybody can relate to some type of toxicity in their life, but like I just said, there should be a limit to the toxicity. The idea of this show was supposed to be about black business, successful black business. That's where it went to, but Carlos always spins the narrative on all of his shows and makes it about toxicity. Why is that? Why do we continue to watch and or support toxicity? Why do we do that? Why do we do that? Not every woman has experienced the abuse at the hands of a man. Every woman has not experienced that. A lot of times that's triggering to women who have been through that, to sit back and watch another woman go through that and sit and cry and watch a man yell at her and get in her face on national television on this right here. That's triggering for some women. Some women have almost lost their lives and have lost their lives at the hands of another man. So for you to sit there and say toxicity sells, that's pretty much what you were saying in so many words. That's not cool. That's not cool. Where do we draw the line at? Where do we draw the line at? He's so insensitive because he desires to be one. My question is, had a man treated your mother that way, would it be okay? Probably not. And it would be so convenient for you to check somebody when, and if and when that happened to your mother, but you don't see it when it's on somebody else. A man's job, a black man's job at that, is to protect a black woman. That's their job as a man. A man is supposed to be a protector and a provider. Martell is not a protector, and he damn sure ain't a provider. And Carlos, you're not a protector of those on your cast. You sit back and you allow this mess to happen on your platform. And you get mad when people come for you and address you on it. You get mad and get this haughty attitude like nobody's supposed to check you because you done made so much money off the backs of and at the expense of other women's pain. And it's not okay. It's not okay. He needs to check that. Let's move on, honey, because I want to get into what I really want to talk about. We talked about Martell a little bit. I want to say shout out to Here for Hot Tea, because she played a video on there and it kind of struck something in me, and I said I want to do some homework on this and talk about it. So shout out to Here for Hot Tea. I love her commentary. I love her page as well. So shout out to her. Martell was heard in a clip, you guys, where he was saying that his mama, which we all know, Marlene Honey, the drinking machine, aka 99 bottles of beer on the wall, her. He says that his mama, Marlene, had a boyfriend for 17 years who never took up the time with him or did anything with him. Okay? Why would you have a man in your house dating him for 17 years and you have sons and he not contribute anything to your children in the upbringing of them? Because their fathers weren't there. Martell's dad was in prison throughout his childhood and some of his adulthood. So he really didn't get to know his father until he became a grown man. And he still don't have a close relationship and or bond with his father. This is who Marlene chose, because she was going through emotional pain herself. Women who go through emotional pain choose men because they need, whether they're toxic or not, they don't care. All they're looking for is that emotional. They want them to be there because they feel like that's their security blanket. So they dabble in, or they revel in rather, having someone with toxic behavior, and they love that because that makes them feel good and wanted. Does that make sense? It makes them feel wanted. Now we already know, like I said, Marlene didn't really raise Martell, okay, because he was raised by his grandmother, who he credits, okay, as the person who cared for him. Marlene was too drunk. Marlene was too busy, as she called it, working. She said she worked 2-3 jobs, so she was really never home. So Martell was left with his grandmother all the time, and that's who he sees as his mother. Martell has a lot of animosity towards Marlene, okay, for choosing men in her life and drinking over him, okay, and his siblings, because he has a brother and he also has a sister, all of which have different fathers. Okay, yeah, all of which have different fathers, okay, and he expects Marlene to give him anything and do anything for him, whether it's right or wrong, because he feels that she owes him something, because she was not there as he should have been, or she should have been, as a mother for him growing up. We saw the clip where he said, you should have went in on Mel. You should have did this. You should have did that. He wanted her to lie for him, and he felt that she was obligated to do that because she was not there for him as a child. And he continues to hold that over her head every time he gets a chance. He will withhold things from her in an effort to control her because she was not there. Okay? Yeah. So Marlene was said to have worked, like I said, 2 jobs, sometimes 3 jobs, throughout her life, okay? What was her purpose of doing that when she had a man that she was with for 17 years, that she devoted her time and attention for, who worked 2 jobs and came home and cooked for this man, took care of this man, and ignored your children and their emotional needs, okay? What's the point of having a man for 17 years if he's not going to be there and contribute what he needs to contribute across the board? It doesn't just stop with you. When you have children, women, you cannot choose a man who only is there to just satisfy you and leave your children out. If he's a man and you're going to have him in your house, he should have some say-so and some upbringing and some teaching when it comes to your young kings, to teach them how to be a man, especially if their fathers are not present in their lives. Okay? Yeah. Marlene said, y'all remember when Marlene said on the yacht when she went on the vacation with Melody, okay? It was Melody, Martell, and Miss Van on the yacht. They were sitting out talking. She came out the door then with a drink. She had a drink in her hand then, all right? She lives to have a drink in her hand. Every time I see her ass, she got a drink, all right? She was saying she had to go to work and she had to pay the bill. She didn't have time to be fooling with Martell like that. And when he came to her whining, he would give her a spanking. She would give him a spanking because she didn't want to deal with all that whining. She didn't have time for that. So it sounds like she did not have time for Martell. So for 17 years, you laid around and laid up with a so-called man who never took up the time to help you with your children, nor did he helped you pay bills and forced you to have to go out and work 2 jobs while he sat at home, probably drinking Hennessy, okay, and playing with his sweaty balls all damn day until she got off from work, working 2 jobs so that she can still turn around and take care of him and neglect the emotional and physical needs of her own children. And we got women out there that do that. They put men before their children, which then you are raising men to grow up and expect other women to take care of them when that's not their job. A woman's job for a grown man is to be a wife, not their mother. Martell was looking for Melody to be his mother and to mother him because he did not get that from Marlene. So inadvertently, you raised a bitch-ass boy who grew up to expect his wife to give him the things that his mother, who was supposed to raise him, give him what he was supposed to have because that was not her job. Period. You got men out there that's like that. I want you to stay home, cook, clean, do my laundry, blah, 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 blah. Whenever I want, however I want. That's what he wanted because he didn't get it at home. He had so many expectations for Melody of what he felt like was a wife. Because the person who you call mama treated you like she was your man. Ha! Yeah. That explains why Martell needs to feel so needed and why he's still holding on to Melody and still wearing his wedding ring after 3 years of being divorced. It's that need. He has that need to feel needed. He didn't feel that growing up. So he looks for that need in other women. That's why he bounces around from woman to woman to woman to woman, because he's looking for that maternal need in women. It's not our job. Martell felt like he could run things and do whatever he wanted to do and disrespect Melody because he felt disrespected by the one person that he felt should have catered to him and showed him the attention that he craved as a child. Martell was emotionally abandoned, okay? Which is why he chose to focus on football. Now, for those of you who know the game of football, football is like a team thing. They welcome you in. It's like a brotherhood. That's why he chose football and became so good at football and was even trying to go pro. Him being on a team made him feel needed because he didn't have that at home. Do y'all get where I'm coming from? Martell playing football made him feel needed because people would say, oh, good job, man. Pat him on the back. Good job, man. They praised him because he was so good at football. He didn't get that praising at home, but he got it when he played football, which is why that was something that he really wanted to do because he wanted that praise. He never got praised. He wanted Melody to praise him. And when she didn't praise him, he went out and cheated on her and made a mess of his life and blamed her because she didn't praise him and give him what he wanted. He made it about him. He said it. Your boyfriend, my mother's boyfriend of 17 years, ignored me and never did anything for me. Martell was emotionally abused. Martell chose to marry Melody as a security blanket and a way to feel needed and to care for him because his mother did not care for him because he lacked that in his own home life as a child. His brother Montez chose crime as a means of survival and attention because he didn't get it at home, and he's still seeking it because he's still doing crime. It's sad. It's so sad. It's so sad. Martell turned to the gym to develop physical strength because deep down he is weak as a man. He's emotionally weak. So he chose to focus on his physical strength and overlook his emotional. Y'all get where I'm coming from? That's why he got the muscles. That's why he has those muscles. It ain't got nothing to do with him wanting to eat right. Nah. He eat Popeyes every day. Popeyes is not healthy. That's fried food. Think about it. Ain't shit healthy about Popeyes. It's good. It ain't healthy though. He chose to work on his outer appearance to overlook his inner. The hurt that he's dealing with on the inner. That's why he didn't want to go to counseling. Because it's a lot of shit Martell went through as a child he's not ready to talk about. And I said it before. Somewhere down the line he was violated. Allegedly. Because of his aggression towards women. Marlene left him there with that boyfriend. And I'm not saying he did something. But something happened to Martell as a child that caused him to be the way that he is, in addition to his emotional pain. He's very aggressive towards women. He's not that way towards men. He's very aggressive towards women. Martell's adult behavior mirrors his childhood behavior. Okay? He's still whining when he don't get his way. He did it as a child. He is still whining. He's still whining to this day because he does not get his way. Okay? He lashes out and he blames others for his life not being the way he wants it to be and not getting his way. As a child, he has a childlike mind. He does. He does. Women like Marlene breed insecure men who turn out to be and have jealousy towards women. Martell was jealous of Melody. Okay, in every way, in every sense of the word, which then sparked his aggression and his aggressive behavior towards her as well. Okay, very emotional. He's very emotional as a man, and he should not be. Men are not that emotional. Women are emotional. Men are not that emotional. Martell always says that he wanted to be a great father because that's something that he never experienced, but he doesn't know how to be that because he never had the blueprint as to how to be a great father. Okay? It takes a father raising their child and teaching them the ways of a man so that they can then be that to their own kids. Martell didn't have that. And you had a man in your house and you still didn't get that. It's so sad. It's so sad. To where your aggression and your jealousy towards your own son would allow you to put hands on them and draw blood from him because of your jealousy of their mother. He did that to his son. He drew blood from his son. He hit him with a back scratcher and drew blood from him out of anger. And lost custody of his child for 56 days out of anger and aggression. And built up anger from things that you went through in your childhood that you unleashed on your own child. Okay? Yeah. We almost done, guys. But Martell wanted Melody to be his mother. All right? Yeah. So Marlene stayed with this man for 17 years. No matter what. Okay? No solid commitment. No family dynamic. No emotional support. Okay? No resources to live comfortably, even though Marlene was never, ever home and left her kids home with this man who never, ever took the time to spend time or bond with her sons. Her sons. You're raising kings. You got to be careful how you raise your sons. Women who breed toxic men for other women to raise as men are seen as emotional, incest, or in other words, they call it covert, incest. Go look it up. Go look it up. I have to spell it out because YouTube be tripping. Okay. It's called emotional, incest. Go look it up. This behavior can have serious long-term effects on the child's emotional well-being and future relationships, which we see that in Martell. Reasons that mothers engage in these behaviors are because complex situations and can vary from case to case, you guys. Did y'all know that? Emotional, INCEST. So some examples, and I went through and I found out some examples of the long-term behaviors that come from having emotional, INCEST. Okay? Feeling incapable in spite of. Martell feels incapable. He felt incapable because Melody was the boss at Holt & Holt and he was not. So he would throw on a suit to appear to be the boss when he wasn't because he felt incapable. Do y'all get where I'm coming from? He felt that he always needed to control everything. That's how he felt. He didn't want Melody to do that play, remember? He didn't want her to really work like that. He wanted her to stay home and not be who she is right now. He saw that in her, so he did everything that he could to stop and or block her because he wanted to be the great one. Because that's something he wasn't allowed to do his entire life. Martell wasn't allowed to be great because of where he came from, all right? Another trait is that says that you often feel that no one is there for you. He felt that Melody was not there for him. Martell blamed Melody for never being there, so he chose Ariane because she listened and was there to give him what he wanted. Marlene treated Martell as if he was her husband instead of her son because of her own need to have emotional support and needing a man to complete her 100% because she too was incomplete. Hence the reason why she jumped from person to person to person to person. Her daughter has a different father. Montez, which is Martell's brother, has a different father. And so does Martell. And that wasn't good enough for her. So none of the three men that she chose to be in her life was good enough for her. She chose a man to have for 17 years who still was not there to help her as he needed to as a man, but he gave her emotional support. That's all she was looking for. So why do these mothers display these traits, okay? One, because they're lonely. Out of loneliness, she was lonely. Martell's dad was in prison the entire time. She was lonely. She chose these men out of being lonely. And a lot of us pick people who are not good for us out of being lonely. And it wind up biting us in the end. Being lonely and desperate will cause you to make mistakes that can be very long-term in your life. All right? Yeah. Immature mothers, not responsible. Codependent moms, okay, who keep a man regardless to his toxicity or his toxic behavior or lack of emotional support. Yeah. We almost done, guys. So all of these things are traits that Martell displays, okay, at the hands of his mother, all right, and the dysfunctional home life that he grew up in. It was very dysfunctional, all right. Emotional, INCEST, applies to the mind and toxicity and control of the mental, all right. So this is why Martell has, like I said, several females that he continued to run to and run with because he's searching for that emotional INCEST that he received from Marlene. That's what he knows. That's what he's been accustomed to. That's what he's been trained to do as he was a child and up into his adulthood. And once he got and attached himself onto Melody, he was able to transfer that over into her and those behaviors. But the difference is Melody did not grow up that way. So she had to detach herself from that because it was not normal to her. She had to get away from that because that type of life and lifestyle is not something that she was accustomed to. So she saw it early on and she got away from it. And he is upset because she detached herself because now it's like he's out here roaming, looking for the next person to attach himself to continue that emotional INCEST. Okay? Yeah. He looked for that support. So in retrospect, he's a lost soul because he's emotionally disconnected. Okay? He's emotionally disconnected and he's looking for his mother in other women. Do y'all get where I'm coming from with that? So we're going to end it right there because I got to get in here. I got meetings to do today. It is Friday. Thank you guys for being there or for being here, okay? One more thing I wanted to say right before I get off, though. I did see an interview with Destiny and Carlos King. I wanted to mention that in this as well, where Destiny says that Martell does sleep with all of his female friends, and she did mention that she was friends with Martell since she was 16 years old, but she never slept with him. I would have to digress, and I'll say allegedly. If he has every woman that he has around him that he's been intimate with, I would have to say that he would at some point have gone there with you. If Mel Nika finally admitted after all these years that she did have a sexual relationship with him, I'm willing to believe that he also went there with Destiny. She don't want to admit it because she don't want the public scrutiny, but I would say allegedly, I feel like something inappropriate has happened between she and Martell. There's no way in hell that you could be around him and be as close as you are to Martell and up his ass the way you are, and nothing has happened between the two of you. And I'm going to say allegedly. But I just don't see something not happening between the two of them. And for you to be that close, you showing up at his house at night, you getting off the phone with Mel whenever she called, when she needs you as a friend, and you got to tell her, I got to go because Martell is calling. Something I feel like happened inappropriately. And she could say no, no, no in interviews all day long. But yeah, my intuition lets me know, honey. Women, y'all know. And it's okay to have a male friend, but if you're going to sit in interviews and say that all the women, all of Martell's female friends that he smashed already except you, I call bullshit. I'm sorry. But we're gonna end it on that note, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Please hit that like button if you guys did not. Also, check out the Dragiversary video from last night and hit the like button on that if you did not. I will try to do a pop-in today when I get off so that we can connect again, you guys. Yes, it's almost the weekend. Thank the Lord. You guys enjoy your day. Have a great, splendid day. I will see you guys later. And peace and blessings to all of you. Be safe out there. Love you guys all the way down. Thank you for any cash apps. Thank you for any super stickers. Thank you, Moss, for doing such a great job for keeping the trolling down. I think somebody said we had a troll in there. I hope you guys handled it. Please block all trolls, okay? We're not putting no trolls in timeout. All trolls should be blocked, okay? Because your whole existence in here is to wreak havoc, and we don't have that over here. All right, so thank you guys for being here. Thank you, mods. Thank you for any content creators that joined us either in the chat or in the bushes. All right, love you guys all the way that way, and goodbye.